Hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing an oil change on the 92 Eclipse. And I'm going to be using this thing. I just bought this thing. It's less than 20 bucks off of eBay. And I think it'll be handy. There's a guy that does a review of this using it on lawnmowers, but I'm going to try it on a car and we'll see how it works out together. So I'll be right back once I get set up. Okay, now we're all set up. My pump's connected to my battery. Tubes down the dipstick hole. Other tubes going over here in the jug. And here's the pump out of the pack. It's got some nice little arrows on it to show you which direction your oil will go. And all the controls on it is this little switch back here, so let's flip it and see what happens. I have this jug down here is completely empty. I want to see how much it gets out of the car. So this car holds about 4.5 quarts, so I'm expecting around 4 with the filter still on it, which I'll have to go up underneath the car to get it. Anyways, let's switch her on and see what happens. Well, there it goes. It looks like we got about half a quart already. So I'll pause this while it does its thing and we'll let you know what happens. Okay, now, this seems to be about all I can get out of it. It seems to help if you take this tube while you're doing it, work it up and down, you'll feel it hit spots and suck more oil. But if we look at the jug over here, we got over 3.5 quarts out of this thing. But anyways, I'm going to jack up the car. And I'm going to pull the plug out of curiosity to see what it actually came up with. So, I'll be back. Okay, now here's the moment of truth. The lighting up here is really bad and I apologize. But of course I'm up under a car and you can see the drain plug. We'll find out together what comes out of it. So it left a little bit. Anyways, while that's draining, I'll go ahead and break this oil filter loose. It's down to barely a stream. So I'll pause this and let me show you where the oil filter's at on this car. It's right up under the bumper here. Right there it is. Obvious. This car is super easy to change the oil in. Anyways, I have to get my bigger size oil filter wrench and break that off. And we'll slap a new one on it. Oh, and if you look back here, it's just about done draining. Couldn't have left too much in it. But I'll show you the inside of the pan when it finishes and I put the plug back in. So we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Just a couple of quick pointers on an oil change. See this black gasket right here? When you take your old filter off, always make sure this gasket doesn't stick. If you put 2 gaskets on, it will leak. And take a little bit of your new oil on your finger, rub it on this gasket. You can probably see where it's shiny and got oil on it. And also take a little bit and put in your threads here. Now when you put this filter back on, turn it hand tight, then half to 3/4 turn. See, it actually shows you on the filter right here. But in case your filter don't, I like to use Purelator filters. They're about the best cheap filter you can get. There's various videos on here showing the differences in them. But anyways, let's check out that pan and see how much we got left here. Okay, now as you can see, it's down to just a little drip every few seconds. So I'm going to jam the plug back in it and we'll take a look at the pan. Okay, so here's the pan after draining the rest out of the oil pan. This is what the oil extractor missed, which isn't a whole lot. Maybe 6 ounces. I don't know. I wouldn't be afraid to leave that in a car. Especially these newer cars with the aluminum drain pans. That's mainly why I bought the extractor, was cars with the aluminum drain pans. Like that 03 CTS that I did the video on of the belt. That car has a stripped drain plug. And the pan has been discontinued. So you cannot buy the pan unless you go to a junkyard. And of course, buying it from a junkyard, you don't know what kind of monkeys have fooled with it, and it could be just as stripped as the one that's in it. So I'm kind of reluctant to go that way. I mean, there are videos on here of rethreading these aluminum oil pans, which seems to be a good idea. At least that way you get steel threads. But there's not enough room to stick your threading tool into the oil pan hole. So to do it, what will have to be done is it will have to go to a shop, which I don't do that kind of stuff in my own garage. I don't pull engines and transmissions, but I do about everything else besides alignments and inspections. And it's like a 13-hour job. It's going to be $600-700 just to pull that oil pan off and rethread it. So if I can get away without pulling the drain plug, that would be great, I think. This car, it has a steel oil pan. Probably part of the reason why the extractor left so much oil. It's got a big dent in it. I do live in the country. But it didn't do half bad. Anyways, now I'm going to do the filter. I showed you where it was at. It's literally right here's the driver's side fog light. Up under the bumper. Once you get up under the plastic here, I don't know how well you can see it. There you go. There's a better view of it. There's the front driver's tire. There's the plastic behind the bumper. Core support, and you can see a little bit of the condenser. But this filter's right back up here. It's easy to get to. Just take your old filter wrench, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, run it off. Make sure the gasket comes off with it, as I said before. Put your new one on. Oil the gasket, oil the threads like I showed you. And 3/4 to 1/2 turn after hand tight with the wrench. So I think I'm going to end this video here, keep it relatively short and simple. But that'll show you how to do an oil change on a first generation Diamond Star Motors vehicle. And a quick review of the cheapo oil pump. Thanks for watching. More to come later.